As Blue Lock continues, we see that many fans in the news want ISAGI and KAISER to start to work together to bring Moonchen to the top. I'm going to explaining why that will just never happen. These two rivals looking out for themselves and have no business trying to link up. This rivalry has started since the beginning and I can't see them ever linking up due to their personalities and the things they desire. It would be a crazy duo to have, but Blue Lock is all about being the only striker left, taking in all your goals and leaving your teammates behind. It is that ego that is installed into ISAGI and KAISER that makes them who they are. In the latest chapter, chapter 241, we see Hiyori bringing up what the world is talking about with the KAISAGI duo, and ISAGI is extremely frustrated. He has no desire at all to team up with KAISER, and it makes sense. KAISER is even training by himself to work on crushing ISAGI in the next match. This is a battle that will be settled by the end of the PhD match, and it will be fun to see for sure. Being known as the Neo Egoist League best couple sure is funny. In the beginning, when we first met KAISER, he wanted ISAGI to be an obstacle for him. He knew of ISAGI as the hero of Blue Lock, and he felt it was great for ISAGI to come to Moonchen so he could show ISAGI just who the true king is. Through their long battles, ISAGI was behind for a while, not being able to keep up. Now the tides have turned, and ISAGI has taken over as Moonchen's king. KAISER was even surprised with ISAGI's play as he is on a completely different level now, and no matter how many times KAISER tries to crush him, he continues to get back even more. His ego is too bright and he won't back down from anyone. ISAGI promised to destroy KAISER's life, and that is exactly what he's doing now. KAISER doesn't realize just what he got himself into now. He became too emotional with ISAGI and allowed him to lose and not keep up with ISAGI's new play. He tried so hard to stopping ISAGI instead of winning that it only damaged himself in the long run. Even though he wasn't the best player in the field against Ubers, he still received a new bid from Real to join their team. He still does not want to join them until he can crush ISAGI and prove he is better though. ISAGI always had a plan to make his way to the top of Moonchen and bring KAISER down from the top, and it wasn't easy. Moonchen's system revolved around KAISER, and ISAGI had to fuse his Blue Lock chemical reaction style with Moonchen's rational style, all while trying to take KAISER's spot. Through this, many more Blue Lock players joined the team, allowing ISAGI to get more freedom in his playstyle and not be alone anymore on the field. This team had two playstyles, which makes their team very chaotic, and they will still find ways to win games nonetheless. I think KAISER and ISAGI cannot work together because their egos are too high. Both players want to be king and have no care for second place. ISAGI never wanted to be a pawn for KAISER, and KAISER doesn't want to be second in command. We have seen ISAGI go through great lengths to be able to defeat KAISER, such as going to Noah for advice and seeking him out. He also decides to study KAISER in game and watch his movements to see how he can take them for himself. KAISER was ISAGI's ideal self, and he made sure to take notes of everything he did. He could not copy KAISER impact, so instead he created a variation of his direct shot, which was the left direct shot. Many people also spoke about ISAGI becoming a midfielder that can link with everyone on the team and mainly be good for Noah, and ISAGI has already expressed his distaste of being a midfielder and how his ego is telling him to be a striker. KAISER also only wants the ball for himself and does not want other people scoring for him. He was the sole scorer for Moonchen because of his KAISER impact that made everyone trust him to take every shot moving forward. KAISER's ego of the king makes up for that in his plays as he has extreme confidence in himself and goes by the blue rose, which can symbolize obtaining the impossible. We have seen KAISER shoot these goals that look completely impossible to score, and yet he pulls them off like they are nothing every single time. KAISER does not want an equal on his team and instead pawns who look up to him as king. It only makes sense as he has the skills to demand that to other players, and he gets a thrill out of crushing players who think they're the main protagonists in his games. Both these two's egos are simply too high for them to ever work together, and they will always clash while on the same team due to this. I also think that Moonchen doesn't need two strikers. The system right now is based off of rationality and chemical reactions, but I think it will ultimately end up back to rationality with one striker leading the helm. Moonchen doesn't need a two-striker system, and what ISAGI and KAISER are doing right now is honestly the best for the team, for both players to eat. If everyone submitted to KAISER, then it could be easier, but also the top strikers in Blue Lock aren't having that. We have seen ISAGI and KiiNGKhyy start to make their own way and want to be the striker of the team, whereas everyone else from Blue Lock on Moonchen is figuring out their roles in the team and not having the rebellious ego that ISAGI and KiiNGKhyy draw out. KAISER and ISAGI won't work out with this system due to Moonchen's original philosophy of rationality. There was only two ways to really get onto the team. One was to be the new option in the attack and pair it with KAISER, and then the second option is to show that your abilities surpass KAISER. ISAGI has been able to prove he can surpass KAISER, and he has no interest in becoming a part of KAISER's attack. The team starts and ends with KAISER, and another player wants to be the king. They need to show that they have the abilities that can surpass KAISER. The only one that has shown that they can do that is ISAGI. Also, their duo doesn't matter too much since KAISER wants to leave. He plans on leaving Moonchen after the PhD game to go over to Real, so it won't matter much anyway. If ISAGI decides to stay with Moonchen after the World Cup, then he will be the new face of the team. The duo will not matter with KAISER getting ready to leave. I'm sure ISAGI will take on the challenge of taking over Moonchen with Noah still there, instead of trying to leave to become the #1 striker somewhere else like KAISER is trying to do. With this future in plan, there's no reason for them to work together now, as they know that there's only one game left for them to be teammates. I'm sure Asagi and Kaiser can't wait to not be teammates anymore so they can see each other again as real enemies this time. They truly hate each other, and for what it's worth, it makes sense for them to hate each other due to their huge rivalry since the NEL started. Kaiser really has to come up with something for the PhD match because Ren and PhD look unstoppable, and at least Kaiser won't have to worry about Lorenzo being the one to guard him, as he should have been the best defender in the whole NEL anyways. Asagi has broadly stated that he would rather die than team up with Kaiser also. He does not want to be in a partnership with someone like Kaiser and wants to do his own thing. Asagi is the same way, acting as a king who wants people that will move according to his ideals and follow his plan for him to score a goal. Asagi has shown though that he can make everyone around him better and can pass the ball at times to help people score, but at the end of the day, he is the one who wants all the goals. He has no desire to keep having assists, he only wants to score goals. Teaming up with Kaiser would defeat the purpose of this and would give Kaiser more chances to score than himself, so Asagi doesn't wish for that to happen. He would rather lose and score a goal than win and have anyone take all the glory and victory. His ego is slowly getting back to that original ego of his, and the philosophy of Blue Lock is so ingrained into him that he cannot see himself being a deuteragonist to anyone. He wants to be the main character of the show and use his skills to control everything like a god looking over, manipulating the field and everyone in it. Teaming up with Kaiser is something that completely disrupts all of that. Now I'm looking more into Raichi's comments where he says, nah, it's like that, right? Where he pretends he hates it but is secretly totally into it. Could this just be a teaser, something to look out for? Could Asagi secretly not mind teaming up with Kaiser to become a new duo? I personally don't see this. Asagi hates Kaiser a lot and does not want to share the field with him. He spent all this time working on dethroning him and becoming the new king of Minchen. Maybe in the next game, Asagi and Kaiser are put at a disadvantage and need to work together to win. Ren and PhD might give that problem as we really have only seen Ren and don't know what everyone else is up to. I'm a little worried, especially if Loki plays, and then maybe the only way to win is if Asagi and Kaiser can pair up together. We already had seen it almost go like with Kaiser and Asagi both shooting at the same time, however it didn't work then. Maybe it could be something to look out for in the future. The news article said that if those two manage to understand and sync up with each other, they could potentially become the most lethal striker duo in the world. This is completely true and could very well be unstoppable. However, I don't know how they could even understand each other and link up for that. They are both so different in their regards with high egos and no care to understand the other. They both give props to each other though and recognize each other's skills, but working together seems like a reach. Could Asagi and Kaiser let aside their differences and work together one last time to defeat PXG and score a goal? Who knows? Let me know how you guys feel about that in the comments. As Moonchan is on a break and are waiting for the other games to finish, we see everyone working on their individual training to prepare and get ready. Asagi and Kaiser have one more match to prove their worth, and we will see how it goes. Asagi is more confident than ever, but he understands that he is still under Kaiser and Ren, whereas Kaiser and Ren want to destroy Asagi for what he's done to them. It will be a nice three-way battle between them, and it will be interesting to see who will be on Ren's side for PhD that helped him get to where he is now. We had seen Brawl score a hat-trick and found out that his goal-scoring formula was so good due to Lorenzo's presence and the coordination of Uber's tactics. What will it be this time for Ren and PXG? Kaiser and Asagi will be battled out, and the stakes are high again right before the World Cup is here. I'm so excited for this match, as I said before that this match will be a top 3 match in all Blue Lock. I hope it serves its purpose and brings out all the hype and intensity that we've been waiting for. This match has been anticipated since we had seen Ren in chapter 169 a long time ago. It's time to see whether Asagi can truly become the best in the world. Well, I thank you guys for watching the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back in the next one. Peace.